What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I want to talk to you guys about the possibility of a brand new next generation Nintendo Switch system possibly releasing next year in 2021. Now for the longest time we've heard so many potential leaks and rumors about a brand new next gen Nintendo Switch system coming up. We've heard so many things about it. At one point, like after the Nintendo Switch originally had released in March of 2017, there were rumors that Nintendo was planning on making like a Nintendo Switch Mini, a smaller system that was a little bit more affordable so that people were able to still play Nintendo Switch systems, and if they really didn't care about playing them on their television, they could still have a handheld system kind of there to replace the 3DS. And rumors of a Nintendo Switch Mini started coming up towards the end of 2017 and in 2018, but we didn't get anything in terms of a brand new Nintendo Switch system until last year, when in the middle of the summer, I think it was like around August or July or somewhere, where Nintendo just decided to randomly reveal that there's a brand new Nintendo Switch system coming called the Nintendo Switch Lite. And of course it turned out to be exactly what people were expecting, a smaller Nintendo Switch system but can still play all of the old Nintendo Switch games, but it's just more focused on handheld playing and can't really be docked onto a TV. And so while the Nintendo Switch Lite came out, there were also still rumors that Nintendo was planning on making a more powerful Nintendo Switch that has better performance and could actually be targeted more towards like the hardcore fans who want to get the best experience out of all of their Switch games. Now there was also an updated version of the Nintendo Switch which came out last year. It actually came in a red box, so if any of the Nintendo Switches that you guys own came in a red box like this, then that means you have the more updated Nintendo Switch which has better battery life. It can play games like Breath of the Wild for up to 6 hours, but if your Nintendo Switch came in a box like this was pretty much the ones that always came out on release day with the Nintendo Switch back in 2017 and for like the early part of 2018 and 2019 as well. So if your Nintendo Switch was in a box like this, then that means you have one of the more older Nintendo Switches, which the battery life isn't all that good. But even that new updated Nintendo Switch model doesn't really have much better performance, it's just kind of the battery life that has been improved. Well, it looks like we might finally have an idea of what the next generation Nintendo Switch system might be like, as we've got a rumor here where a lot of people are talking about this on Twitter, and I know some of you guys were asking me to make a video about it, but it seems like that the next generation Nintendo Switch, a more powerful Nintendo Switch, could actually be launching next year in early 2021. And so I've got the article right here. This is coming from videogameschronicle.com, and it says here a new Nintendo Switch model will launch next year, a new report claims. And so it says here in the article, Nintendo will launch a new Switch hardware model early next year, a report citing manufacturing sources has claimed. It says here Taipei-based newspaper Economic Daily News claimed on Tuesday that the new Nintendo Switch would enter production later this year with a launch plan for Q1 2021. According to the publication, the new Nintendo Switch model will feature upgraded interactivity and improved display quality. The report cites various hardware manufacturers responsible for the Switch's flash storage, Joy-Con controllers, and more. Over the past year, several media reports have claimed that Nintendo had been planning a third Switch model in addition to the flagship model and the Nintendo Switch Lite. Citing sources from the related supply chain, Taiwanese website Digitimes reported in January that new Nintendo Switch hardware would enter mass production in the first quarter of this year and would launch soon after. The Wall Street Journal also claimed in 2019 that Nintendo was planning a more powerful Nintendo Switch hardware revision with enhanced features targeted at avid gamers. And in April, a Nintendo Switch firmware update reportedly referenced a new unannounced hardware model. According to an engineer, the version's 10.0 firmware refers to a new NX ABCD hardware model. The software already references codenames for the launch model Switch and the Switch Lite, and the 2019 update featuring the improved battery life. Any existing hardware plans will likely be significantly disrupted by the COVID 2019 pandemic. Nintendo resumed shipping Nintendo Switch consoles in Japan in April after a brief hiatus, following a large surge in demand for the hardware that has continued throughout the summer. Analysts have suggested that the Nintendo Switch may have a longer than expected life cycle, during which it surpasses the Wii's total sales of 102.63 million units. The Switch launched in March of 2017 and already has sold over 61 million units as of June 30th, 2020. Earlier this year, Japan-based Kantan Games analyst Dr. Serkin Toto predicted in an article that an upgraded Switch Pro would launch in the near future. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind, he said, adding that his guess was that the console would cost around $399. More specifically, I predict 4K support, bigger cartridge sizes, and of course more beefed up components, he said. In January, Nintendo claimed that it had no plans for a new Nintendo Switch model during 2020. And so yeah, it seems like Nintendo could be planning on releasing a brand new Nintendo Switch model in early 2021, and I actually think that they might try to do exactly what they did with the original Nintendo Switch, where if you guys remember, it released with a brand new Zelda game, which was of course Breath of the Wild, and I feel like because right now we know that Breath of the Wild 2 is in development, maybe they could try to do exactly what they did with the original Nintendo Switch, where this time they can reveal the brand new Nintendo Switch system and then release it the same day that Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, maybe in early 2021, and they could definitely try to market it as like the best way to experience that game if you guys want like the best performance. Maybe Breath of the Wild 2 could run at like a good 60 FPS or in 1080p on this new Nintendo Switch, and they could market it as like the best way to play the game. And I'm pretty sure Nintendo did this in the past as well, where they released the new Nintendo 3DS system and Majora's Mask for the 3DS on the same day. So it seems like Nintendo really likes to release a Zelda game the same day that a brand new system is coming out, so I could very well see them doing the same thing with Breath of the Wild 2. And really the last thing that it comes down to here is what exactly could this brand new Nintendo Switch model have? We don't really know what to expect. The article said that it might have some better display features, so maybe like the screen on the Nintendo Switch could be a 1080p screen instead of a 720p screen like what we have right now, but who knows what else they could really do. There's a lot of ways that they could take it. I mean, there's so many different ways to improve the Nintendo Switch. They could definitely go for the performance route where they just have more powerful components. They could try to make games be able to run at like 60 FPS and just have all games look better and run better on the Nintendo Switch. They could of course go for like the graphics route where they could make the game maybe be able to upscale into 4K, maybe have like a 1440p capability on it. They could even make like the display like the article said, where the display on the Switch itself could be a 1080p display, so that's definitely a route that they could go. They could also try to just make the battery life really good, where maybe it could have like a 10 to 12 hour battery life and just be a really good powerhouse in terms of being able to play your games for a really long time. They could do some upgrades to the dock where maybe like the dock can upscale games to 4K, but you can still play all your games in 1080p on the Switch system itself. Maybe the system could be a little bit thicker if it's going to have some more powerful components in there. There's really a lot of ways that they could take it. And so yeah, there you go guys, that is the rumor that a more powerful Nintendo Switch could actually be coming in early 2021. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to click that like button and also comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this. Do you guys think that a more powerful Nintendo Switch system is going to be coming? Do you think that it could actually come out next year? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. Also let me know what you guys think could actually be like the new features in it. What would you guys like to see personally? Do you want to see some more power? Do you want to see better graphics, better battery life? I'm always curious to see what you guys have to say, so definitely be sure to let me know down below. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Nintendo content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.